Am I the bad guy for refusing to help my brother after he disowned me and my family? So, recently my younger brother, 19, got into an accident and had to go to hospital. He has been in hospital now for 2 weeks, and after going and visiting him a few times, and having my dad call him, Dad lives 6-ish hours away, my brother has turned on us, saying that we're bad family, because not everyone could visit him. I also have a 4-year-old brother who has specialized doctors, who also lives with my dad, making travel near impossible. Now, my dad and I have helped my brother out with multiple issues in the past, putting him through therapy and rehab, etc. He doesn't think it's enough, and says it's our duty to help him regardless, because that's what family does, and has since decided to disown us, my entire family, not just my dad and I. Yesterday I got a message from him asking to pay his hospital bill, which is something I cannot afford, so he asked me to ask my dad for the money, to which my dad said no, he will not stop calling, messaging me, or getting extended family on my mom's side, mom is deceased, to harass me and my dad for money. Am I the bad guy for not helping? Also note, he has said that, if we pay it for him, he will think about undisowning my family. So. And now for the top comments. Not the bad guy. Let your mom's side of the family pay for his bill. He is taking advantage of you guys, and using your mom's side of the family to try and manipulate you. No. Family is not entitled to your money. Also, he disowned you, so let him figure it out. Not the bad guy, at all. Your brother plays games. As the old saying goes, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Even if he hadn't disowned you for not being good enough, these bills are not yours. The bills are his, an adult. Block him, and tell everyone else that is bugging you to stop, or you will block them as well. What a miserable little pile of crap your entitled little brother is. Not the bad guy. I fail to see what benefit you get from being undisowned. By the way, remind him you have been disowned, so you would appreciate it if he stopped harassing you. Is undisowning even a thing? Not the bad guy. Am I the bad guy for excluding my brother-in-law's wife and their love child from a family vacation? My sister and I were married to brothers, until it was revealed that my brother-in-law had a secret love child with his now wife. He also has 2 children with my sister. I want nothing to do with the wife, and she tried to leverage her child as a way to force my husband and in-laws into making me accept her, so she gets excluded too. I'm planning a family vacation, and the only reason I invited my brother-in-law is because he has custody during the 2 weeks the trip is taking place. I made it clear his wife isn't invited, and that my sister will be there with her boyfriend. He said he and the kids would be coming, but then his wife found out, and now she's having a meltdown because their daughter's birthday is during the trip. She said I keep excluding her and her daughter from everything, and have made them feel like they aren't part of the family. She wouldn't let me keep doing this. Now he's telling me he won't come, and neither will the kids, unless I invite them too, which I refuse to do. Am I the bad guy? And now for the top comments. Everybody sucks here, and bordering on, you're the bad guy. It's pretty gross that you seem to be directing your anger and exclusion towards her, and not your brother-in-law. It's not like you couldn't have scheduled the vacation during your sister's custody time. Does she really want to be on a vacation with her ex who cheated, anyway? Also, sounds like you're also excluding the child, which is deeply messed up. That child doesn't deserve to be isolated from their siblings because of their parents' mistakes. Not the bad guy. Your brother-in-law destroys his family with an affair, and now everyone else has to look the other way because he's a cheating a-hole? He should recognize his mistake and let his kids go without him, his new wife and their child. I know it's not the new kids' fault, but they are terrible people for holding your sister's kids hostage and leveraging another to go on a trip where nobody wants them. They suck. I think I'm going with everybody sucks here. Her, because she was the other woman, and in no way, shape or form is related to you or your family. So, she's got zero reason to expect anyone to play happy family with her. You, on the other hand, had to have known that setting up a family vacation where your ex-brother-in-law's other child had a birthday, and you've been very clear that he, her, and all the children not related to you, are not really your concern, and was going to be starting some crap. That is completely justified, but you stirred the pot for your own reasons. Am I the bad guy for refusing to let my brother be part of the family business? First, some important info. I, 44 male, have a younger brother, 41 male, and we are the only children. Also, we are not from the US, or any Western country, so please excuse any errors. My father passed away almost 10 years ago, our mother had already passed before him, so we divided his estate equally. His estate was a farm of 12 hectares, 30 acres, and back then it had a house, a barn, a pond, wheat and olive fields. We were both working office jobs in the city, at the time, and did not want to be farmers. But after my dad died, my wife convinced me to quit my job, buy out my brother, and start a business with her. She had a degree in business and hospitality, I was working in accounting. And that's what I did. I bought out my brother at market price. After which, my wife and I transformed the farm, got government subsidies to make our farm more sustainable, transformed the area by the pond into a garden as a romantic strolling route, and used the pond for a fishing spot. The closest farm plots were made into an educational farm. Some we made available to guests to rent, built small houses, built a stable and bought some horses. We made it into a retreat, where you can either spend the day, act as a farmer and have some authentic food, or rent a cabin and try farm life. The rest of the farm was left to farm hands. Since we are barely 2 hours outside city limits, it became a booming business. We are booked solid all year. We have schools coming for tours, activities every weekend, couples throwing their weddings here. And after the first 5 years, we were able to pay off our debt and are making great money. My brother used his money to buy a house, 2 cars, and on his children's schooling. And they are living well, I would say upper middle class, by my country's standards. But nothing like me and my family. Now he says that he wants in on the business, that what he was paid was not fair. I told him no, that he got what his land was worth back then. Now he is no longer talking with me, and he is the only family I have left. So, am I the bad guy? And now for the top comments. Not the bad guy. He got market value for his half. He used it up. You invested your time and money, and now you are getting your return on investment. No need to feel guilty. Not the bad guy. If he had invested his half of the money into anything else, would he share the fruits of that investment with you? I don't think so. You did all the work transforming the place, and you had all the risk of it not working too. Also, it definitely sounds like you invested some of your own money to make all that possible. He wants all the fruits of the labor, without doing any of the labor. I get that you don't want to lose him, so maybe there is a calm way to talk about all of this, with a mediator present, or something like that. He needs to understand that you invested the money and succeeded. But I mean, you could have failed too, and if you did, would he just give you money from his half? It sucks that he's the only family left, but what you did was fair and square. Now that you guys have put in the hard work and money, he wants to reap the rewards. Not cool. Not the bad guy. Not the bad guy. He got what he wanted. You and your wife worked hard. He's just greedy and jealous. He was paid his fair share. If he wanted in on the business, he shouldn't have sold his share to you. He should have helped you build the business. Am I the bad guy for uninviting my recently widowed brother to a family event? My 29 female brother's wife passed away recently from cancer. About 8 weeks ago. He isolated himself from everyone for 2 weeks. Mom and Dad were so worried about him, they started inviting him to family events at their house. He agrees to come, but then at some point, someone mentions his wife, even just her name, and he begins to sob. I'm not exaggerating. As a result, dinner gets awkward, and whatever event is being hosted gets interrupted. This happened 3 times already. Last weekend was my turn to host dinner. Not gonna lie, my husband and I were worried the same thing will happen again. My husband said it would be almost impossible that no one will mention my brother's wife at some point, so he suggested I let my brother sit this one out. In other words, just let him stay home and get the space he needs. I considered the idea, then called my brother and apologized to him for canceling his invite. He wasn't happy about it, which was surprising to me, because I thought he was basically forced to attend those events. My parents found out and went off on me, calling my behavior disgraceful, and saying that I was unsupportive and unfeeling to what my brother's going through to exclude him like that. I explained why I thought this was the best option, but they claimed that I took away the comfort and support that my brother gets from the people around him. They said that I was selfish, and have no regard for my brother's loss, but I 100% do. My husband said that my parents obviously don't care about guests being uncomfortable, watching my brother sob at every event, and causing it to be cut short like that. They're still pretty much mad at me and demanding I apologize to my brother, because I hurt his feelings. And now for the top comments. You are the bad guy. It's been 8 weeks. You and your husband are callous, selfish a-holes. Quote, my husband said that my parents obviously don't care about guests being uncomfortable watching my brother sob at every event, and causing it to be cut short like that, unquote. His wife died. What the heck is wrong with you two? Holy crap. You and your husband are not just a-holes, but whatever comes after that. You are the bad guy. His grief is going to be uncomfortable for people because it's raw and real. He needs people to be able to sit with his discomfort, to be supportive. It's been weeks, not years. You are so unsupportive and dismissive. You are the bad guy. Title should read, Am I bad guy because I excluded my grieving brother from his only source of comfort, because he cries like a baby when someone mentions his dead wife, who passed a few weeks ago. I mean, it's so awkward for us. Fixed it for you. You are the bad guy. His wife just died, and you uninvited him to family dinners, because he makes you feel uncomfortable at a time when needs family support. You basically said, bro. You aren't invited because your dead wife situation bums me out. Maybe y'all can just not bring up her name unless he does. It's really not that hard. Sweet Jesus. You are the bad guy. It's weird you act like bringing up your brother's dead wife is inevitable. Do you have no filter? Thanks for visiting our channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share a comment down below. I'd be very curious to know what your advice would be to the entitled brother who wants to have the benefits of his inheritance, and now his brother's portion too. Or, what do you think about the insensitive sister who thinks her brother's grieving for his deceased wife is an awkward inconvenience? Let us know your thoughts. See you again soon.